This is 3 News Daily.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Tuesday, February 28th. I'm Stephanie Haney here with your top stories. Now to Wycliffe as we take a look at new video released from Sunday's deadly garage explosion. In this cell phone video, you can see heavy black smoke and sparks coming from behind the house where it happened. 18-year-old Nathan Greger died Sunday morning after his garage, which he used to store fireworks, exploded. Nearby homes were damaged as well. The ATF and bomb squad were on the scene following the explosion. We're still waiting on an official determination as to what caused it to happen, but officials do believe it was an accident. And in Oakwood Village, the cause of last week's deadly plant explosion also remains under investigation. The state fire marshal's office says they've interviewed several witnesses and have more investigating to do, but they do not believe it was the result of a criminal act. 46-year-old Stephen Mullins of North Ridgeville died in that fire, and more than a dozen others were injured. Now here's the latest in East Palestine. Federal and state officials are continuing to clean up toxic waste from the train derailment site. Now we do know that some of that waste will be coming to Northeast Ohio, but not all of it. Our Bree Buckley has the latest on where it's going.
We know it's far better to have it safely stored in a properly constructed and monitored disposal facility than to remain here any longer than is necessary.
An update from officials in East Palestine Monday afternoon announcing that waste from the derailment will now go to Ross Incineration Services in Grafton. That's joining 2 other Ohio hazardous waste disposal facilities at Heritage Thermal in East Liverpool, less than 20 miles from the derailment site, and Waste Management's Vickery location in Sandusky County, as well as another site in Rochdale, Indiana.
The addition of these disposal locations gets us closer to having enough capacity to finish the cleanup.
Governor Mike DeWine says sediment washing is underway in both Sulphur Run and Leslie Run, saying majority of contamination in those waterways is attached to the sediment in the creek beds, which is why you see contaminants rising to the surface. The state says 1.8 million gallons of liquid waste and over 4,800 cubic yards of contaminated soil have already been collected. The air in nearly 600 homes has been screened and cleared for contaminants, and there are 15 air monitoring stations set up in the area. The EPA director will return to East Palestine Tuesday to meet with residents and open a new resource center, as many in the village continue to question health concerns.
I really think they're working as hard as they can. I do question, the people getting rashes and stuff like that, what is causing it. They are saying everything's safe, and we're taking them at their word, but we need to get to the bottom of what's happening.
Bree Buckley reporting there. Now officials are holding another community meeting on Thursday at 6 p.m. at the high school gym. And environmental activist Erin Brockovich says she'll be back in East Palestine on Thursday as well. There's no word yet on whether representatives from Norfolk Southern will be there. Now, Cleveland City Council has introduced a resolution asking Mayor Justin Bibb to sue the makers of Kia and Hyundai vehicles after a rash of car break-ins and thefts over the past year. Our Isabel Lawrence has that story.
2021 and prior, the metal turnkey Kias and Hyundais, those are the ones that are susceptible to being stolen like this.
They found a bunch of cars of that make and model.
I was very confused, and then we noticed glass on the ground right in the spot where my car had been.
For months, 3 News has been following stories of stolen Hyundais and Kias in Northeast Ohio. And now, a Cleveland City Council member has decided enough is enough.
Just because these cars are being stolen doesn't mean it's not a manufacturer's error.
Councilman Chris Harsh of Ward 13 is introducing a resolution to hold the automakers accountable.
Encouraging the mayor and the law director of the city of Cleveland to sue Kia and Hyundai for the rash of thefts that are occurring in our city.
Harsh is hoping a lawsuit would push Kia and Hyundai to recall certain 2015 to 2021 cars to improve their anti-theft features.
Auto thefts were up 34% last year in the city of Cleveland. Half of all auto thefts are from Kias and Hyundais. It's become an absolute joke how easy these cars are to steal. And at this point, it's really a manufacturer's defect.
Cleveland wouldn't be the first to move against the automakers. This month, Columbus filed a lawsuit pertaining to car thefts. Crimes, Harsh says, impact not only the victims, but all taxpayers through city resources used to respond to the thefts.
But this is affecting all of us, and I think that everybody should get on board.
Thank you for that, Isabel. Now, it has been an absolute mess for the people impacted by this. We've done many stories on it, how when you get the car back even, the damage that's done is just, it takes some time to get it sorted out. And the mayor's office tells us that they're taking this issue very seriously and are actively exploring all options. Now, in other news, the Cleveland Hopkins Airport just received a multi-million-dollar federal grant. They'll use the new $3 million grant to resurface 2,100 feet of public transit tunnels from downtown to the airport terminal building and also to update several restrooms to meet ADA requirements. The grant is part of the Biden administration's nearly $1 billion infrastructure package, which is helping to renovate airports across the country. And today, the Supreme Court will hear arguments related to President Joe Biden's student debt relief plan. The application for debt relief opened in October and was quickly challenged before any debt could be wiped out. Now, if the plan gets the go-ahead, more than 40 million Americans would stand to benefit, getting up to $20,000 of student loans forgiven for people earning less than $125,000 a year. That brings us to our question of the day. We want to know, what do you want to happen with student loan debt relief? We've posted the question on our WKYC Facebook page and also in our 3 What's New Facebook group. So post your comment there and we'll talk about it during What's New at 4 o'clock. Now to sports news. One of Northeast Ohio's biggest high school football rivalries has officially come to an end. The Akron Holy War between Archbishop Hoban and St. Vincent St. Mary has been canceled, effective immediately. Both schools said at first it was St. Vincent St. Mary's decision not to schedule the football game this year, but now they blame each other. Hoban says St. V's wanted to end the matchup, quote, for reasons of competitiveness, while St. V's accuses Hoban of unsportsmanlike behavior. Either way, not happening this season. Now, in Major League Baseball news, the Cleveland Guardians are looking for another spring training win. They lost to the Reds on Saturday and the Rangers on Sunday, but the Guardians finally took home a win yesterday against the Chicago Cubs. Today, Cleveland will face the Kansas City Royals at 3:05 p.m. and the Seattle Mariners at 3:10. This is part of spring training's split squads scheduling. Now, if you're counting down, the Guardians' 2023 season starts in just 38 days with their home opener on April 7th against Seattle, and that is always a good time. All right, now before we go, today is the last day of February, which means it's also the last day of Black History Month. With our final Black History Month feature, we're honoring lawmaker Perry B. Jackson.
After serving as editor of the Cleveland Call newspaper, Perry B. Jackson was elected to the Ohio General Assembly in 1928. He made history in 1942, becoming the first black judge in Ohio after he was appointed to the Municipal Court of Cleveland. He served in several other capacities, including Cleveland City Council and Assistant Police Prosecutor. We salute Black history maker Perry B. Jackson for his contributions to public service.
Another incredible person from right here in Northeast Ohio. Thanks for being with us for today's edition of 3 News Daily. Hey, if you're around a TV at 1 p.m., you know we do this live on TV too, and as part of NBC News Daily, so maybe check it out there. But if you're watching us on YouTube or WKYC Plus or listening on your favorite podcast platform, we're happy to see you. We hope you have a great Tuesday, and we'll be back tomorrow with more of your top stories from around Northeast Ohio.